Greetings, family, friends, and survivors. Well, that's watts going into the batteries. Percentage replaced, 66% been replaced this morning. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. I must be getting close to going into absorbed. Yep, I'm in absorbed now. It was up about 120 there. So that one's 35 amps. This one is 33 amps in absorb, so it's throttled back. 32 amps, and it's throttling back. And that's a good thing. So put 90 amps on the battery bank. So I choose to run my charge rate, my maximum charge rate, higher than recommended. They recommend for my batteries a C10 charge rate, which would be 10% of your total amp hour capacity. So for me, 84 amps should be my max, and I can limit the controllers to do that. That's no problem. But what happens for me is long before the sun is all the way up, I'm in absorb most of the year. All summer long, I'm finished charging by 10:30 in the morning, finished absorb by 10:30 in the morning. And the higher amperage rate doesn't ever happen 7 months, 8 months out of the year, because it goes in absorb before I get full sunlight on all the panels. But this time of the year, it's possible to see those higher amperage rates because the sun's coming up later. So all the panels are in full light, and yeah, I can get up on a cold day up to 160 amps, I think, is if it was a real cold day. But that also doesn't ever happen. What I've noticed is I might see 120 amps for 30 minutes before it goes into absorb. And the batteries are so cold at 130 amps, which is much higher than a C10 charge rate. When the batteries are in their 50 degrees area, the extra amperage isn't hurting anything, because the high amperage heats the plates up and you can warp plates, from what I understand. So they're not even gassing hard. If your batteries aren't full and you're putting a lot of amperage to them, they're not even gassing very hard, at least my experience. They start gassing when you get in close to the absorb area, and then the heat starts building pretty quick when you get up to an absorb voltage. So if your batteries are cool, from my experience, the higher amperages, I can't see that it's hurt anything at all, and it only happens a couple of times a year. So I haven't turned the charge controllers down and limited their current, which is a setting. You could just do it really easy. But what I was thinking is, if I do get full sunlight in the dead of winter, and it's cold outside, say 20 degrees, and I get full sun on all of the panels, maybe at noon the fog burns off, and there I am with batteries that are needing a bulk charge, and I could see extremely high amperages. So far, that's never happened. It just never has. Could it happen? Yeah, you could have a storm blow out on a cold winter day and we'd have full sun. But so far, it just hasn't happened. The only time we even get close to that is right after a snow. Well, then the panels are covered with snow. The rest of the time, it takes all afternoon to burn the fog away after a rain, and then the sun doesn't even come out until about 3 o'clock over here before it sets. So we've never had the problem, so I've decided not to limit the current on the controllers. It could be a problem, it just never has been a problem. So what I was thinking is, it would be kind of nice if the sun did just suddenly pop out and it was a very cold day and all the panels were in full sunlight at the same time. Man, give me all the amperage I can, because I probably haven't seen any sun for a week or a month or 2 months, and I'm not exaggerating. Okay, enough of that. But I highly recommend that You run your system according to the book and don't exceed the charge rating of your batteries. It's dangerous. You can blow stuff up. You can destroy batteries. You can destroy equipment. And my L16s have a recommended C10 charge rate. Some batteries are built with thick enough plates. You can go to a C3 charge rate. There's all kinds of different charge rates, but they all have a factory recommendation. And of course, you don't want to exceed that or do anything that's not safe. So do your homework. That's what I'm saying. All right, folks, have a blessed day.